What comes to your mind when you hear the word apocalypse? Certainly dark and scary worlds. These 10 games offer you a new way to consider the end of our species. Set to release on April 28, 2022, the sequel to the beloved first iteration in the series is taking us back to the Zone, a heavily contaminated and dangerous area that surrounds the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. From jaw-dropping environments to jaw-splitting enemies, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 isn't your typical apocalyptic game. The anomalies, which are hazardous, use deadly oddities that can deliver electric shocks or burns or corrode and distort physical objects. One of the most highly anticipated games in all of 2022, Horizon Forbidden West has a more colorful approach to the term apocalypse. Typically, when we think of apocalyptic, we think of dark and dreary environments, whereas Horizon Forbidden West has a world that is abundant with life, even if some of it may be robotic. From overgrown ruins to lush beaches, everything that we've seen so far leads us to believe that this world will feel absolutely alive. Add in some new enemies and new game mechanics, and we just cannot wait to play Horizon Forbidden West when it launches on February 18th, 2022. An open-world action RPG, Atomic Heart unfolds in an alternate universe during the high noon of the Soviet Union. You play a KGB agent that is investigating the catastrophic events that took place at facility number 3826. One of the things that we're most looking forward to with this game is the uniqueness of the weapons. From melee weapons to other not-so-typical handheld weapons, the creativity is definitely there. No official release date though yet for Atomic Heart. In the words of the great Michael Scott, parkour! The long-awaited sequel to the free-running, post-apocalyptic open world is right around the corner. Set to release on February 4th, 2022, Dying Light 2 is set 15 years after the apocalypse, and while there is a new civilization built on the remains of the old one, there is one thing that remains true. Darkness changes the rules of the world. And with 15 years of mutation and evolution, there are sure to be some absolutely wild and frightening enemies. We can't wait. A franchise that has always been about trying to rebuild a home and find some sense of normalcy in a world that is anything but normal. This was put on full display when we saw the gruesome infected deer during the announcement trailer. Unfortunately, other than that trailer, we haven't gotten many details regarding the game, but we are anxiously awaiting more. Hopefully we get something soon. Set in a dense urban environment, The Day Before is an open-world MMO survival game. One of its main draws is that it is a PvEVP game, meaning that you'll have to face both flesh-hungry infected as well as fellow players at the same time. You could try and team up with the random players to give yourself the best chance of survival, or you could just all fight it out until there's only one left standing. We're still waiting for a release date. Most apocalyptic games start with a virus or an infection. But what about a more prehistoric threat? The Lost Wild is a cinematic first-person survival horror game that showcases the true terror of trying to survive a world overrun by dinosaurs. You'll have to explore, evade, intimidate, and uncover the mysteries of the story to show exactly where you're at on the food chain. No official release date yet. An exosuit MMO. We don't usually say that one too often, do we? That's exactly what makes Plan 8 unique and intriguing. We're still waiting for more details about this game as we've only gotten a reveal trailer, but it definitely doesn't look like anything we've ever seen before, which isn't said very often when describing apocalyptic games. With a stalker-like aesthetic, Pioner is bleak and grim. The game is supposed to have a single-player campaign as well as a survival mode that will put you against other players as well as other enemies on the island. It also appears as if there are some MMO elements in the story and open world. And while some things for the campaign are going to be scripted, the open world is said to, quote, live by its own rules, end quote, where individual people and monsters will react to changes in weather, time of day, and other multiplayer elements. We're still waiting for a release date. With a high-octane reveal trailer that made us think of modern-day Dark Watch, Evil West will have you battling vampiric hordes to prove yourself as a Wild West superhero. There will be a narrative-driven campaign, and you can play solo or co-op. Other than that, we don't really have much more information. Evil West is set to release sometime in 2022. So those are our top 10 upcoming apocalyptic games, but let us know if we missed any in the comments section. As always, be sure to follow Gamology on Facebook and YouTube. Until the next one, Gamologists, game on.